Hi everyone, today we are going to learn how to play Extreme Twinkle Twinkle. Before we do anything, I want to make sure that you have a copy of the music in front of you. So you can either go to the Google Classroom to get the PDF, or if you're not part of our Google Classroom, I will scroll down to put each instrument's part up so you can take a screenshot to print out. So right now, if you're a violinist, you can go ahead and take a screenshot of this music. And I'll scroll down here to the viola part. The nice thing about this is that all of the notes are the same for every instrument. Uh, Obviously, it's just written out in your clef. So we'll all be able to do this lesson together. You just need to make sure that you have your music in front of you. So here you go, violas for a screenshot. And cello and bass, you share the same sheet music. And here it is. So now you can go ahead and get a screenshot of that. Okay, and I'm going to keep just the violin part up, but if you're a viola, cello, or bass player, you can print out your part and follow along. Now, this Extreme Twinkle Twinkle is basically a variation on Twinkle Twinkle, which means that they took the melody and made it a little bit more complex. So as we work through this, you'll kind of be able to hear that tune of Twinkle Twinkle, but as you can see, it is a little bit more involved than the tune that you can probably all play from memory at this point. Let me, before we start working on this, play it all the way through so you can hear what it sounds like. I won't take the repeat, I'm just going to play it through once. So here's Extreme Twinkle all the way through. All right, so I hope you were able to follow along with your part while I played that. You probably noticed a couple of things. First of all, you probably noticed that I was hanging out in the middle of the bow while I played this. For fast notes like this, you always want to be right in the middle, so we'll make sure that when we start playing, we are in the middle of our bow. And the other thing you may have noticed is that this is broken up into sections of 4 measures each. So these first 4 measures we might call the A section. The next 4 measures, it sounds different, so we call it the B section. And then the final set of 4 measures sounds the same as the beginning, so we have the A section again. So really we have, even though this is 12 measures long, it's 8 measures and then a repeat of 4. So let's start by looking at the beginning. I like to use the practice strategy itty bitty bits to learn this. So we're going to go 1 bit at a time, learn those notes and piece them together. If you feel like you can already play this, then you can skip ahead to the end when I'm going to play through it slow and then fast, and pick the speed that you want to play with me. But right now I'm going to go through this section by section. So taking a look at the first group of 4 eighth notes, we have D, F sharp, E, D. This should be pretty simple for most of us. Right on the D string, obviously depending on your instrument, different fingering, but you should know these notes. It'll sound like this. Let's try that together. Ready, go. Okay, the next section, A, D, F sharp, A. Now, for everyone who's not a bass player, for bass it's different, but all of these notes are open strings except for your F sharp. So when I play this, I actually have my finger for F sharp, so if you're a violin or viola, that's 2. If you're a cello, it's 3, and I have that hovered right over the spot where I'm going to put it down, so I don't have to fumble around for it when it's time to put my finger down. That's a suggestion for violin, viola, and cello. Bass, obviously, you have to use a finger for that A, so it's a little bit different for you. So let's do that second set, A, D, F sharp, A. Ready, go. Okay, we'll put this whole first measure together, all 8 notes, starting with the D. Okay, making sure you have a beautiful bow hold. You're in the middle of the bow, that you have your fingers hovered over the correct spot. Ready, here we go. Awesome. Now we've made it to measure 2. The next section here is B, D, C sharp, B. B, D, C sharp, B. For all of us, except for bass again, sorry bass, you tend to be different. For all of us except bass, that B is one finger on the A string. It'll sound like this. If you're a bass player, you can hit that B with 4 fingers, and then you're going to have to shift to get the high D and the C sharp. So again, a little bit of an extra challenge on the bass end of things. Let's play this third bit, B, D, C sharp, B. Ready, go. One more time on that. That's probably the toughest one so far. Ready, go. Awesome. And hopefully you'll recognize that the fourth bit here is actually something we've already played before over here. So this should be pretty easy to put together. A, D, F sharp, A. Let's give that a try. Get yourself ready here. Ready, and. All right, so we've made it through all the way through the first 2 measures. Let's see if we can put those all together. So it's 4 sets of 4 notes, 16 notes. Okay, right from the top. Ready, here we go. Awesome. Let's keep going here. Our next bit, G, B, A, G. G, B, A, G. Most of these have been harder for bass, easier for the other instruments. In this case, bass, you have the easiest job because those Gs are going to be open Gs, and then 4 for your B and 1 for your A, so you don't need to do any string crossings. Everyone else, we need to be ready to do a string crossing, and it's going to be probably a little bit challenging to go from that G to that B. So for me, I like to have my 3 or 4 fingers, depending on your instrument, down for that G, and then I actually pop my first finger over to the A string and set it down for the B. And that way I know I'm prepared and ready to play it. That takes a little bit of extra dexterity in your left hand, but if you're able to do that, that's a great way to be prepared for this section. So G, B, A, G. Let's try it. Ready, and. One more time. My B was a little flat, so we'll do it again together. Ready, go. Good. The next group, and actually you can tell it looks like a little bit of a pattern. We just took all of these notes and went down a step. F sharp, A, G, F sharp. Okay. Let's try F sharp, A, G, F sharp. Ready, go. Okay. Let's put this whole measure together. So G, B, A, G, F sharp, A, G, F sharp. Setting your 3 fingers or 4 fingers or no fingers, depending on what instrument you play. Ready, here we go. All right, our last measure here of this section, E, A, B, C sharp. Okay, let's try that. Ready, and. And then the last bit is D, C sharp, D, like this. Let's put that whole measure together from that E. Ready, and. Awesome. So we should now be able to get through this whole first section, these first 4 measures. I'm going to play them right now. Feel free to play them with me. If you think you need a little bit more practice time, this would be a good spot to pause the video and go through each of those little sections again. But here's the first part, the A section, all together. Ready, here we go. Awesome. The one thing that's not written in this music that you'll want to make sure you do is after this D quarter note, you'll want to do a retake. And that will make sure that in measure 5, you're playing on a down bow. You're starting on a down bow again. If you start up bow, it makes it much harder to get all of these notes. I know it seems weird that that direction would make things different, but it feels much better to us to start on a down bow here. So we'll make sure we start down, and then when we play them together later, we'll add our retake. All right, so now this B section has a lot more string crossings than before, so we're going to have to be really on the ball with that. We're starting with D, A, F sharp, A. D, A, F sharp, A. So again, unless you're a bass, there's a lot of open strings in this, which hopefully makes this particular part a little easier. Ready, here we go. And again, I hope you had that finger for F sharp hovered right over the D string. That would make things easier for you. The next section, E, A, G, A. Ready, and... Okay, in this whole section, you can use finger tunnels. I know some of you have learned about finger tunnels. Others haven't quite gotten there in lessons yet. But if you're... it's not showing very well on the camera, but if you're using nice rounded fingers, you shouldn't have to take them off of the D string to play your open A. And that should make things easier. You don't have to, in other words, let me play what you shouldn't do. You see how when I open my hand every time like that, it made it a little bit harder to find my notes again. So you can just kind of keep them hovered right over or even on the string. Makes it a lot easier to transition. Okay, looking at our next bit here, there actually is a note we haven't done yet today. F sharp, and then this is an A, a low A. If you are a violin, viola, or cello, this is one finger on the G string. If you're a bass player, this is open A string. Okay, so F sharp, A, D, F sharp. It'll sound like this. And we really want to make sure that that A is in tune. We don't, for some of you, don't play that note often. I know 5th graders, we've done it more. 4th graders, not as much. So F sharp, low A, D, F sharp. Let's do that one more time. Set your 2 fingers down on the 2 or 3 or 4 fingers down on the D string, depending on what instrument you're playing. Ready, and... Good. Next bit is E, low A. This is now low B, okay, and I'll tell you how to play that in case you've forgotten. If you're a violin or viola, low B is 2 fingers on the G string. Cellos, this is 3 fingers, and bass, this is 1 finger. Okay, so that's low B and then an E. So that bit is going to sound like this. Let's do that again together. Ready, and... Let's put that whole measure together. This has a lot of notes that we haven't played as much in it. Starting from the F sharp. Ready, and... Awesome. Again, that might take a little bit of extra time. You might need to repeat through that, but I'm going to move on for now. Okay. This next measure is identical to measure 5. Measure 5 and 7 are the same. So let's play this together, starting on our D. Ready, here we go. And then, as you can see again, the next measure is something we've already done, right? So measure 6 and measure 8 are the same. So it's good to be able to recognize these patterns, to see that a lot of times you're just playing similar things or the same thing over and over again. So let's do that measure again, starting from the F sharp. Ready, here we go. Awesome. Let's do our whole B section together. So that's starting at measure 5 and playing measure 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, here we go. Ready, here we go. Awesome. And so like we said at the beginning, the last 4 measures we've already learned because they're the same as the first 4 measures. So as long as you're comfortable with everything we've done so far, you're actually ready to play all the way through. Now, like a lot of the lessons that we do, a lot of the things that we work on, I don't expect you to know how to play it perfectly yet. You might need to take a couple of days or even a week to work through this before you're able to play all the way through it, and that's okay. But right now, what I'm going to do is play this at 3 different speeds. I'll do a slow, a medium, and a fast. So you can pick which one you would like to play along with. Remember, don't move on to a faster tempo until you can play it slowly first. The goal is to be able to play it accurately, not quickly. Well, the goal is to do both, but I'd rather have it be accurate than fast and sloppy, if that makes sense. So here is all the way through the slow version. Ready, and here we go. Okay, all the way through the medium speed. Ready, and here we go. Okay, and last, the fast version. Ready, and here we go. All right, so have fun learning this exercise, and you can send me a video of you playing this on Google Classroom so I can hear how you're doing with it.